and followed by which we'll be showing some of our innovations, which our faculty will join in and let you know what it is exactly. So first of all, I would like to welcome both of you to Amity University. Amity Education Group today comprises of more than 250,000 students, 10,000 faculty members. We have, in addition to universities, that is a total of 12 in number, we have 28 schools and preschools. We have over 400 programs covering 90 plus disciplines, and we have 750,000 alumni across the world. Coming to our campuses in India, we have a total of 12 campuses in India. This is the campus which comes under AEUP, that is Uttar Pradesh, Noida, followed by Lucknow, Mumbai, Greater Noida, Bengaluru, Hyderabad. The most young campus is in Hyderabad. And we have campuses in Jaipur, Rajasthan, then Gwalior, Raipur. Some of our overseas campuses include London, Dubai, Mauritius, Tashkent, and Singapore. In addition to higher education, we also cater to schools and preschools. So we have schools in Noida, Delhi NCR, and other states as well. And in our overseas school include New York, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Muscat. We have also collaborated with Harrow Group and we have two of our campuses, one in India and one in Long Island in New York, wherein we are having Harrow International Schools in both these places. This is our honorable founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhan. He's the man behind the whole Amity Education Group, and his legacy is being taken forward by our honorable chancellor. He's the president of our foundation, Dr. Atul Chauhan, and yes, yes, sir. Dr. Asim Chauhan, he is also son of our honorable founder president, and he is also chancellor, and he takes care of all our incubators and all the startups and related ventures, angel investments, and everything he takes care of. So just to give a glimpse of our standing at international platform, we have been ranked by various agencies, including THE, QS, and we are among the top 3% universities globally, ranked by both QS and THE. This is NIRF is a national institutional ranking framework, which is conducted basically for universities in India. So for that, we are ranked on 22nd among all private universities. Amity University is Asia's only university with the highest US and UK accreditation, that is WASC and QA. And in terms of patents, Amity University has filed more than 2,750 patents, and out of which more than 56 have been granted. So we have been conferred, 56 have been granted today. We have been awarded by the Government of India for the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization. We have been awarded by CII and various other agencies for our best patent portfolio. Not only our university, but our students are also filing patents, and they have been awarded intellectual property award by various agencies in India, including Niti Aayog. And these are some of the awards which we have received recently. And in order to run all this, we have established an Amity research ecosystem, which comprises of ASTIF. You're sitting in ASTIF, that is Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation. We have an in-house IPR cell, Directorate of Innovation and Technology Transfer. Then we have a Technology Enabling Center, which increases the level of the readiness of our technology so that it can be converted into a market-ready product. And for this, we have been given various missions, like Mission Hydrogen is there, wherein people are working on green hydrogen. Then Mission Space is there, where we undertake activities related to space research. And the most recent is Mission Quantum, wherein we are trying to work out with various agencies on quantum related aspects, quantum technology. This includes involving our students in academic programs related to quantum so that they are market ready. Then one more work we have started is on semiconductor areas, wherein we have started our work with Micron Technologies to bring out the industry partnership in the area of semiconductor devices. As I have told you earlier also, we have, as on date, we have our H index as 202 of the university. We have more than 50,000 research papers and 500 government funded projects. These are our research infrastructure, which involves FACS facility, Bionova lab, and we have also a nuclear security state-of-art laboratory in this campus, wherein we have collaborated with Texas A&M University under DETRA, and the facility is remotely accessible to all. We also have a 10 petaflop facility of AI. We have a Amity Center of Artificial Intelligence here, and you'll be going there for a visit after this. And we also promote faculty startup. So this is one of our faculty startup wherein a nano sponge has been made by the faculty for cleaning the water. So it soaks the oil in the water, excess oil in the water. So this startup has been registered now, and we are working on it. This gives a glimpse of the areas of expertise. So it starts from data science to nanotechnology to material science, food and agriculture. We come to some of the innovations. So these are some innovation, which is again a faculty startup, wherein AI-based identification of the person is being done using physiological parameters. We also have a satellite ground station in Dubai campus. And one of our callus of a plant has been sent to space for study to check its compatibility to space. Now I'll request Dr. Abhishek Verma. I'm just showing some of the innovations of our faculty, and the related person from the department is there. So he's from Amity Institute of Advanced Research and Studies, Materials and Devices. So I'll request, sir, please.
Together we are working for making of the materials, various types of materials to the device forms. So from the materials to the devices and to the instrumentations, all faculties are working together. Regarding the field of areas, we are working in semiconductor technology. We are working in various sensors, which includes gas sensors, biosensors. We are also including optical sensors like IR, UV, you will see over here. And then apart from this, we are working on energy sectors also, which includes solar photovoltaic, solar thermal, as well as green hydrogen. And apart from this, some other resources like generation of clean electricity from, say, wastewater or like this. And then we are also working on various aspects of LEDs, organic LEDs, organic structures, hybrid structures, perovskite structures. So basically, this is all we are trying to give a small brief scenario that in which areas we are working. And related to the semiconductor technology, here we have shown you discuss about our latest work on the silicon nanowires. I think very few persons are working on silicon nanowires on silicon chip itself. So we are fabricating silicon nanowires. We are making the heterojunction. We are depositing decorating the surfaces with various materials and composites. We functionalize them so that we can make it usable for organic sensors, biogas sensor, biosensors, and IR sensors, UV sensors, and we are also trying to work on the terahertz sensors also. So this is the way, and we can show you request. Yeah, please. So this is a few glance that this one is basically for the high performance of IR detector. Dr. Ashish will like to tell you more about this.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ashish Kumar. So basically, we have a project from DRDO, and that project is on IR sensors. So we are making some heterojunction devices, particularly using, we are working on the synthesis of graphene, metal oxides, and then we are making the nano composites of these materials. And then finally, we are developing a heterojunction structure on silicon nanowires on silicon chip. And that heterojunction structures we are basically utilizing for the development of photodetector. Particularly, we are also working on UV detectors from UV to particularly in IR range. We are working by utilizing these heterojunction structures, which we are developing in our lab. So this is the project where basically the results which you can see there on the slides. So this is particularly in that NIR region. So we have used that filters, NIR filters, and with that filters we have published this paper also in Surfaces and Interfaces. It's a good journal. So we have published that, and we have even observed good responsivity and detectivity. Responsivity somewhere around zero point 0.1 ampere per watt, and detectivity in the range of 10 to the power 12 joules. So that is these are the parameters which we have achieved, and still we are now working on that in that mid IR range. Particularly, our focus is on 3 to 5 micron, so that we are focusing right now.
So basically, with the under the guidance of our director, Professor VK Jain sir, he is retired from SSPL DRDO Defense Area. We have achieved all these sensors over here. Further, we are using an UV sensors. We have modified our structure, heterostructures. The silicon cannot absorb IR, right? But it cannot also respond properly for the UV and all. But we make them such a way that in a simple thing with the heterojunctions, it can utilize for both the sensors. And now we are moving ahead for the terahertz sensors accordingly. So this is the one of the scenario where we are working over here. Another thing is we have got an innovation in making the nano generators using humidity. So based on the variation in the humidity, you can able to generate the variation of power. So I request Dr. Sita ma'am to put something out.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Dr. Sucheta, who is working on more or less the same field, the silicon nanowire. But the difference is here I'm trying to chemically decorate the thing where they have a direct connection growing on onto its surface. So in this work particularly, we have decorated silicon nanowire with cadmium sulfide. Cadmium sulfide is known for its humidity sensing properties. So what we are here try to do is to generate power using this cadmium sulfide silicon nanowire, and it shows a good source of power itself. A small prototype of around 1 by 1 is able to generate around 300 millivolt of power itself, and hope this kind of serves as a basic building block of a thing. So if we can do a series and a parallel one, we are hoping to achieve a bigger success in that way. So this is, and also we have been these are the VOCs and biosensing properties of silicon nanowire and graphene composites. Avshish sir has been working on it, and we have been also working on PBSC and PBS for IR sensing on silicon nanowires. So these are mainly the expertise of our field in this sense.
So so this is one of the field, right? Apart from this, we are working on different technologies for the sensing. This one you can see an optical sensor, which is we work on the optical sensor. It will detect the NOx gases, but completely optically. We are not dependent upon the materials or adsorption of gases or something like that. So so its sensitivity, selectivity is very high. So these are the further examples of our sensors like flexible sensors. So we are working on the stress and strains sensors, and we are working with the flexible sensors. And with this, one of our faculty has gone to Finland also for the collaboration of this work, and we are seeing that how we can proceed further. Then we have worked for various different gases like LPG gas sensors, NOx gases sensors and all. So with this, all this holistic scenario, we are having around 40 projects. We are working on filed many various patents and all. So all depend upon these different sectors of energy, semiconductor technology, and sensors and all. So I hope that in our visit, I will show you more in our laboratory. Thank you.
Technology department. So she's focusing on electrochemical sensor, wherein she has measured various biomarkers and she has used various serum samples or sweat sample or blood sample for detection of various parameters. Like she has used sweat to measure creatinine, which can detect the kidney diseases. Similarly, alpha fetoprotein has been used for early detection of HPV. So now we have Amity Center for Nanomedicine at Amity University, and I'll request Professor Seema Bhatnagar to please elaborate on it.
We are fairly young, established in 2019, and we are working in nanodiagnostics, drug delivery, metal organic frameworks. We are into a lot of sensor work we are doing. Some of the sensors, my colleague will elaborate more on the different types of sensors we have created in the lab. And we are into metal organic frameworks where we are looking not only for drug delivery, but we have also created some MRI contrast agents using metal organic frameworks. So these are some broad areas in which we are working, and we have at least 4 or 5 technologies which are in TRL level 4 to 5. So many companies are now interested in taking the technology. So we are in that process of, and we've done some field studies. For example, our pesticide biosensor, it has been field tested, and we have got very good selectivity in terms of how it can differentiate between total pesticide content as well as organophosphates. So I'll request Dr. Chandri if you can elaborate more.
So this is the pesticide sensor. Basically, it is designed over metal organic framework, nano immunoconjugate. So the purpose of using metal organic framework is a highly porous material. Moreover, the nanomaterials which we are designing are not chemically designed. We are electrochemically designing nanomaterials over the surface so that the integration part can be avoided. So that direct integration is there for the biosensing probe. So this particular device can detect total pesticide load, that is how much total pesticide is present in the vegetable concentration. And also there is a probe for testing organophosphate pesticide. So this is the class of pesticide which is banned all over the world, but it is amongst the most used pesticide. So this particular device can on the site rapidly within 15 minutes can tell you about the total concentration of pesticide and also the organophosphate pesticide concentration. So this was another project which we received at the time of COVID, which was on development of a sensor for detection of SARS-CoV-2. This is also another miniaturized device which we have developed, and we have incorporated AI because as we go for miniaturization, there is a lot of noise which comes into picture due to the type of electronics we are using and also the interference from the samples. The samples uses blood serum samples. So we are incorporating AI to denoise it. Right now, we are translating this device, particular device for other viral detection markers in blood serum. Next slide, please. So this is another device which we have developed in our laboratory, which is called heart management sensor. This particular device can detect 3 major heart biomarkers. One is cholesterol, triglyceride, and also cardiac troponin I. As we all are aware that troponin I is the biomarker which is whenever we go to a hospital for any kind of heart complaints, initially a troponin I needs to be tested. So this particular device can test troponin I concentration within 10 to 15 minutes, which right now in laboratory take minimum 3 to 4 hours. And this particular device is also designed over a nano probe, which is designing of nano rods over the probe electrochemically. Next slide. And this is what ma'am was telling about MRI contrast agent. So we are working on materials, different materials. Metal organic framework is one amongst them. So we are developing an MRI contrast agent. Right now, all the MRI contrast agents are designed over gadolinium, which is highly toxic, which is having a drawback that it gets accumulated in the body. So right now we are developing an MRI contrast agent, which is less toxic to the existing contrast agent, and moreover, the you can say the specificity and entire efficiency is very good as per the existing contrast agent. So this particular material can show both T1 and T2, both type of contrast, which is generally not found in the materials. Generally, the material is either having T1 or T2. So this particular material has shown very good response. We are at this stage, we are going for animal studies for this particular material. And we hope so that it comes out to be very nice. So this is another material we have designed. This is for environmental application. This is on also metal organic framework based material, which is designed for treating the pharmaceutical waste. So right now, AMR is a major concern worldwide. So this kind of material is a micromotor which can be spread in the water bodies. It has its movement on its own, taking the oxygen concentration which is present in the water itself. It moves and degrades the pesticide into, you can say, break the pesticide or any kind of antibiotics into smaller components so that it can be degraded easily. So this work is also under certain trials, and we hope so that it will. So there is a self-propelled motion which you can see in the video which is attached.
So thank you, Chansey. Thank you, Stima.
Thank you so much.
Now I'm showing just some slides related to the work of Amity Institute of Applied Sciences. You'll be going there for a visit. So they are working on various nanocomposites for detection of explosives, and some materials they are working on for energy efficient buildings. Similarly, they are working on smart materials for rapid sustainable water treatment and green synthesis of novel composites for recyclable as to be used as recyclable photocatalysts. And they were also working on hydrogel based on soy proteins. Apart from the, may I now request Amity Institute of Nanotechnology to give a brief of what they are doing in this field?
Okay. Amity Institute of Nanotechnology is having the 13 faculties. They are working on nano side, nano materials and nano bio materials. And then they are working on many aspects of nanotechnology, particularly for gas sensing, for gas sensing or on synthesis of new nanomaterials. And also they are working for bio-based drug delivery methods, or they are working. Some of this is will be described by my colleague.
I'm Dr. Richa Krishna from Amity Institute of Nanotechnology. And we at Amity Institute of Nanotechnology are particularly working on engineering the nanomaterials for various applications. I myself am involved in engineering of semiconductor nanoparticles, nanostructures by doping them for transparent conducting oxides, photocatalysis, photodetectors, both UV and IR, radiation hardness of different materials, and I'm also involved in ion beam modification of different materials. Yeah. Over to you.
Yeah, in our field, our also working on different materials like whole transport materials for solar cells application. So that is comparatively not directly to nanomaterials, but also extending our nanomaterials application. So apart from this, also working on electrochemical devices like cyclic voltammetry for using different types of application like galvanostatic methods, and then moving on, then photoabsorbers material like perovskite materials, fabricating solar cell devices. And now I received a project which I will be working on, transparent conductive oxide, TCO. So the objective of the project is to remove ITO, to make a substitute of ITO. So this is my ongoing project, that is a 5-year project, which I will be starting very soon to work on it. Thank you.
So now I'll request Dr. Ashish Mani from Amity School of Engineering and Technology and AIDC, that is Amity Innovation and Design Center.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm from electronics and AI background. So I've been collaborating with late Dr. Tinku Basu and at that time her student, Dr. Chansey, for last 5 years. And it is the result of that collaboration that we have come up with a miniature potentiostat plus, which is AI enhanced. So we are able to reduce noise and we can use it anywhere because we are adaptively determining the environmental noise and then subtracting it from the signal. So that's one of the contributions of our group in collaboration with ACNM, of course. Thank you.
Rapid prototyping of PCBs. When you make PCBs, how do you do the rapid? Normally you have mechanical grooving, otherwise you have photolithography. The third aspect is yes, inkjet printing for the PCB. Just can you?
Sure. So in one of the projects sponsored by DST, we have investigated whether we can use inkjet print heads, that is demand on drop piezoelectric print heads, to print the traces of the PCB on a copper clad. And it was pretty successful. So we are working on it to find a industry. So we are going to take it to commercialization stage. So thank you.
He also worked on the cyclone predictions. How does it intensify in terms of having nucleus as it progresses? Which direction? And he has done a prediction using remote sensing image.
So this project was part of Smart India Hackathon, which is world's largest hackathon. So we solved an ISRO challenge of having satellite images. And from that, we were trying to predict the intensity of the cyclone. That project went on to win that challenge of 1 lakh rupees prize. Plus, this is now hosted by ISRO on their site for cyclone intensity prediction and is being used, deployed. Yes, and it got its mention by Prime Minister of Modi. Thank you very much.
We have more than 35 technologies which has been transferred recently. This is some of them. We also have a Amity Innovation Incubator wherein more than 1,000 companies have been incubated. So this was a brief of Amity. Now we'll take the discussion forward.
So now we like to listen to your presentation, Han, as well as Richard. And then we will discuss where do you feel that we can start engaging with you, dialoguing with you, because you have shown a lot of interest to collaborate. So you have a very big program, European Union Horizon, EU Horizon, an ongoing activity on sensor development. So where is the common convergence in terms of our collaboration. So now who is going to take over? Han?
Quick one. Okay. Oh, I see, I see. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Han. I'm a senior researcher at oh, it's working. So I'm a senior researcher at Precision Chemical Nano Group from Tyndall. So Tyndall National Institute is we can go to the next slide, please. Tyndall National Institute is like a yeah, it's the what's it called? European leading research institution. It's like a very well known in Europe, and we are the largest in Ireland, and we are the only one actually have our clean room in Ireland. So within Tyndall, at the moment, we have more than 650 employees, including like 150 master students and postdoc students. But we don't really take master, like even the master would be like a programming master, and then they will be converted to PhD students. So we have, I think here needs to be updated a little bit. I think here is saying 60, but I think nearly like 80 million of the in total annual income. And then now our income is like over 80% is from the competitive funding, and the other 15 maybe from the industry, like direct money. And then we also have the supply from the government for the infrastructure as well. So Tyndall is like we divided mainly to like two different areas, like photonic and the micro nano system. But like now under those different, the two different center, and then we have I don't know how many group, but now we kind of reference structure into another way we call like a cluster. So we have like a 10 cluster, like one of the cluster we're involved in, Alan is leading is the we call it SAFE. So it's the agri-tech in sustainable environmental thing. And then we have like say Brandon Flynn, he's in the conference, he's leading the wearable sensor group as well. And then we're doing from our research cover like from atoms and then to to simulation design and to the devices and to systems. So we do the whole lot like within Tyndall. And this is our infrastructure. So it's current. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm moving here. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is currently we are locating at that red box. And as you can see, there's a river coming through, so it's River Lee. And then we are trying to expand another same size Tyndall over the other side of the river. And then we'll have like another 18,000 square meter of the building, and we'll have another like 1,200 meter square for the clean room. So, yeah. We have the editing. And then there'll be a new one. So. Yeah, and then that's the idea of how the sorry, go to slide next slide, please. Yeah, that's the idea like how the new building should look like. And I think I mean the plan in it at the moment, like the plan should be like finishing 2028 with 2 floors. But I think the future plan will be like adding that up to 7. So that's Tyndall. Yeah, it is. It's the center of the universe. Yeah, thanks. So I will briefly introduce what we do in our group. So our group recently changed the name called Precision Electrochemical Nanosensor Group. So we're looking into most of the time is the electrochemical sensor, but like within our group, we also do the other type of sensor I will introduce later. So here, as like on top left, you can see there's a silicon chip. I carry one in my bag. So that the greeny stuff, the greeny 1 by 2 centimeter that silicon chip, so it's made in Tyndall. So which the good thing is we have the clean room in Tyndall, so we can do any design, and then we can just ask them to do the mask and then turn it around really quickly for like a prototype like we can try. So within a few months time from the design and Brilliant. Yeah. Sure. Don't really say anything. It could be too far away. I don't know. Yeah. Me either. You guys are just talking here. I don't need that. That's better now, right? Yeah, now I can see further. Thank you. So that's the silicon chip thing we made at Tyndall. So at the moment we're making like 4-inch wafer scale, but like we can do 8-inch now. So like on 4-inch wafer, we can each wafer we can have like a 30 different this kind of silicon based sensor chip, and so that's the chip itself. I'll introduce the electrode later, but this is kind of packaging we can do within Tyndall as well. Like, so with the electrochemical sensor, we just need the liquid to do the measurement, right? And then this is like one of the design. We have like a hollow well thing here. It's like sealed everywhere else, but like the samples can go in. As we used food dye here to just show it, the sample can go in, and then the whole lot is like the same size as like a European. So because like silicon is brilliant at the electronics and the logic, but is inert for chemical reactions. So that's the main job in our group, is to develop the sensing material, and then we just most of the time we just electroplating on the electrode. And then so from the silicon chip we can get this beautiful like a digital output that machine can understand. So from this point we wrote like phone app, and then we have our own electronics as well to run the sensor, and then we can see this beautiful come out. But like if the electrochemical sensor is so well, then why it's not used everywhere? Because the most common one is the glucometer. That's the really like successful in commercialization. But all the rest we all have. I mean, we are use electrochemical sensor. We're developing electrochemical sensor. We know that has their like boundaries. So say the first is the reference electrode. I mean, if you want to integrate it, the reference electrode onto say the chip, it's sometimes some people use like silver and silver chloride, but that chloride layer is really hard to control. So each time you probably get a different reference. And then for the rest is like say for some detections, you probably need like a either really high or really low pH and then to do the measurement. But like in the actual point of care, it won't be like that kind of stream environment. So we figured out a way like doing it. And then so that's that's one of the design of like instead of normal electrochemical sensor, we have one counter, one reference, and we have one working electrode. But in our design, we have like 2 working electrodes, and then there are 2 sets of cones integrated. So the beauty of that is like we can do generator collector format, or like for some of the detection, say I'll show you later the nitrate detection. We just put the sensing material on one side and then use the other side to locally tailor the pH just around here, rather than affect the whole lot. So that's like an overview of like what we do in our group. So that's again the silicon chip. So we do the samples like from milk, blood, saliva, beverage, water, soil, gases. Gases, yeah, we're starting to gases as well. Like we had a lot of projects ongoing within the Vista Milk. It's like a research center in Ireland, and it involved like the industries, universities, and we probably have more than 50 industry partners in Vista Milk. And then we have trackers as well. So they are kind of the research authority, and then they talking to the farmers. So actually, from our group, we actually get a chance to get the statement from the farmers and design our technique accordingly to their problem. So we're not only developing like a world best sensor and leave it sitting on top of the shelf in the lab. We want to make it real world impact. So we're talking to the end user, say, okay, what do you want? Say for the nitrate sensor we're developing, the first question we ask them is, what is the range you need? Because, for different range, you probably need to different architecture or different material for the sensing. So that's the information we get from the end user before we get into the lab. And then so we also do blood is I probably don't have the results here, but we do blood, we do saliva, so we do onset diagnostic. So it's like they have different biomarkers. Say we have one of the students, he had a project to detect lactate, glucose, and another thing in the saliva, and combine, I think pH maybe, combine those three, and then he can see, okay, if the cow is actually sick or not. But we just get a sample from Chagas without telling us are they like positive or negative. And until we test it, and then we send the results back, and they were saying it match whatever they figure it out. So that's like a really amazing work we do here. So that's the top like electrochemistry. And the bioelectrochemistry sensor is like we can put a layer of say if we want to detect DNA or we want to detect enzyme, we can put a layer of say antibody, and then we can detect the virus. So it's like from the specific bonding, and then we can see for this one we run the impedance. For the specific bonding, the impedance will increase tremendously. So then you can see, okay, this is a positive. And then if it's not like specific bonding, it will be like a negative. Rich, do you want to come in for the cell-based sensor thing here on the bottom? Like,
So with the kind of emerging pollutants of concern, and a lot of our basis of what we look into is from the EU Water Framework Directive. There's a lot of pollutants that we would like to detect that are not electrochemically active. We cannot detect them directly. And they're not really easily detectable through other methods like optical sensing either. Things like PFAS, endocrine disruptors, where they're critical pollutants that we need to be able to measure, but we can't do them directly. So we have, I think, 2 projects ongoing, one EU, one national funding, both of which are using these, what they are called microbial whole cell biosensors, where they do genetic modification to the bacteria themselves to couple bacterial reactions with these chemicals and producing species that we can easily detect. The project I'm working on at the moment is Biosensei. It's an Horizon Europe project, and it's converting things like phosphates, nitrates for agricultural purposes, as well as things like PFAS and bisphenol A and some other endocrine disruptors into chemicals like biocyanin, which are easy to detect electrochemically. So there's a lot of movement in the group at the moment, moving towards indirect detection beyond enzymatic or antibody-based monitoring for biosensors. And then with that, there's a lot of multimodal sensing that we're trying to bring in. So coupling our sensors with optical sensors developed by other groups, as well as tying it in through AI for data fusion. So.
Richard, how does it compare the electrochemical sensing as compared to immunosensing, antigen antibody, or it is enzyme-based sensing? So which one, when you make a comparison of electrochemistry, immune-based sensor, and also the other one?
So when I'm referring to the microbial biosensors, that itself is it's a whole new field of work that it's still very much in the prototype stage.
Right.
It's coming from kind of TRL1, and we hope to, by the end of the project, bring it towards TRL4 through use cases. As it stands, it does have a pretty big time delay in its response. The best we've been able to get so far is kind of an 8-hour turnaround time. But again, that is still plasmid-based technology, that it's not the system as it will be finalized.
Right.
One of the key advantages in that is amplification of signal. So if you're trying to detect something that is in trace levels that is below what would be achievable even through ideal sensing of a nice molecule, the bacteria can read that and continuously produce a molecule that we want to detect. So there's amplification benefits in it as well that wouldn't necessarily be there for enzymatic or those work.
Thank you.
So here's the few patents we already granted. This is like old one from 2017. So that was like the time, back to the time we just using the nanowires, nanoband. And then from that, you can see it's like a 500 times signal enhancement and compared to the, like commercial electrode. So that's the beginning of our group. And then later on, so that's the four main area we're looking into is the on-farm diagnostic, is the animal health, and then we also look into food quality. Like we're doing lots of work on the milk. Say one of the students in our group, she's doing the milk stability study, so she's like just heating up the milk, and then try to, and with the AI thing, and they just try to get rid of the temperature effect. And then on top, water quality and soil plant health. That's more like the region like we're more looking into at the moment. And specifically, I'm looking into the soil. So that's like on the same platform, we just do different sensing material and then do the different kind of sensor design, and then we can achieve all these different things. So where we are at the moment is like we're doing the different material, and then we're doing bacteria-based sensor. And then within like 5 years time, our goal is move from like the sensor. It's if we're talking about the sensor, we're a sensor developer, right? We're talking about the sensor, we're talking about sensor chip. But if you ask the end user, they're talking about the sensor. They want a chip, they want electronics, they want data. They want to say yes or no, or how much I should say a fertilizer, how much I should apply. They don't care about all these. So that's our future vision, is like we're not only developing the sensor, we're developing the solution, the insight the end user can understand. So that's like in 5 years time, that's our goal. Like you see in the middle is like combining the machine learning stuff, say for the soil. If we can build the soil database on whatever the more a field deployment, and then with the data we collected and with machine learning, we can say, okay, we can get rid of different the variation between different soil, between different water content, or the different temperature, even different climate, and then we can just say, okay, we get this, and this is actually how much what in what, and then you should apply the fertilizer or not. Yeah, this is we used to do like X CPU, so it's like we do it in the lab, and then the moment that if you go to my lab, like you can see like there are like 20 different pots there sitting with my sensor in. So we're doing in situ at the moment, but like the future is like going to the field. So that's the work like I've done in the past few years time. So as I mentioned earlier, it's like the electrochemical sensors are brilliant, but the reference electrodrifting is killing everything. So I spent a few months, longer time to just develop this kind of dual polymer layer thing. We can deposit on the electrode, and then with these two layer, you can see here that's the bare gold electrode, and then once you scan like 500 scans, it's like shifted a lot or something. And after I put on the two layers, you can see that's after like 500 scans. You're expecting some decreasing on the current, because literally you're kind of cleaning the surface, but like I mean the position it stayed the same. So that reference layer was used for our field trial, and then that's like really helping the sensor stay there like for a longer time. And another thing from this patent is a notch layer for the nitrate. So we initially use the copper oxide, and find it's brilliant, but it's not stable at all. And then later on we try like cobalt oxide. So we use the cobalt oxide to stabilize the copper, and then later on we use the reduced graphene oxide to just enhance the overall conductivity. And then that's the Raman analysis to confirm everything was there. And then here, there's one line missing. So it should be one, like more or less like a flat line. So that's without pH control when you do the measurement, because pH is 7 there, so you cannot see anything. But this is with pH control. So it's like the two comb thing, we just biased at the other side in 1.5 volt or something. and then we locally drop down the pH, and then only we can see the nitrate peak. So that's the patent that has been granted. And then that's from one of the EU project. So that's our packet sensor. And this is electronics built by Switzerland. And then, so that's the LoRa data communication thing. If he puts the result, he didn't put the result here. But like from this project, we were able to do 2 measurements per day, and the whole system lasted for 3 months in the field. Like, so it was in Romania, and then we put in like end of June, July, and we take it out once January. So we didn't really get the chance to get the system back, but we think it could be some battery issue rather than the sensor or the electronics. Like we just that project finished, we couldn't get it back anymore. But like it would be worth more trials in the future.
So these sensors will be put in situ on the soil.
Sorry, say again.
Soil.
Yeah, they're like 20
agricultural soil.
centimeter. Like see, this hole out is buried like 20 centimeter
Right.
below the ground and covered by the soil.
Soil.
Yeah.
And which of the material? Is it copper oxide or
Yeah, the copper cobalt RGO, that's the sensing material for nitrate.
that is better?
Yeah, but the rest is because it's on silicon chip, and the rest is like the electronic bits. And then we have like moisture sensor in between. It's this thing. We have moisture sensor here just to convert. We know like in say ppm or we say in millimolar, but farmer doesn't know. They only know like kilograms per kilograms or something like that. So we have to convert for them so they can understand. Yeah. So that's this project. I just hand over to you, maybe.
This is a little bit more detail on the biosensor based work that I was referring to before. So we've got 2 separate projects ongoing. One is looking to develop sensors for non-electrochemically active analytes that we're looking to detect, mediated through the biosensor. And the other project is actually trying to study the intrinsic mechanisms within the bacteria itself in order to then create a digital twin through a partner in the US. So we are in part looking at it from a core analytical chemistry perspective, which is the core interest of our group. But we're also in active collaborations with a partner in Northern Ireland and the US to try and decouple some of the actual internal operation of the bacteria, as well as to eavesdrop on other bacteria. So when they're in soil or in solution, bacteria communicate with each other through a process called quorum sensing, where they can have joint action upon reaching different thresholds of chemicals. If you have a bacterium that has been modified to be sensitive to the quorum sensing molecules of another species, it can then react and produce materials that we can detect, so we can help build an informed model in that way. So this is still relatively new work to our group. We started it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but we've made some pretty good progress so far. And in all those projects, it's a very diverse skill set that's required. Largely, we're using it's intrinsically multi and interdisciplinary, with both multiple sensor modes being used, as well as the data fusion and interpretation being quite challenging. In terms of the Biosensei project, in that we are aware that the concentrations in river water, because this is being sampled in real time or near real time, that there's going to be large changes over time. So we're working with a partner in Spain, CSIC, who are working on spiked neural networks to try and determine what might be happening between the events. So we're interested in lots of potential collaborations. Our core research work is electrochemistry, but we fit it into projects in a lot of different contexts. Now, we do, as Han was showing, a lot of different work. We do, in the last kind of 4 or 5 years, we've started introducing microfluidics on top of these miniaturized sensors. This is very useful in situations where we've got very low analyte concentrations, in applications where we're trying to extract water from an environment that may be more challenging, or if we think that there may not be a consistent concentration in the overall environment, that we can sample a large volume and then mix it and supply it to our chip. And in this, we're doing a lot of this instead of using PDMS or other materials through 3D printed materials that we're able to produce in our lab ourselves in in pretty much within a single day from design to fabrication and testing. We've, as Han showed already, we started moving towards our own in-house potentiostats, and I think that's one of the things that we'd be very interested in discussing is the AI enhanced potentiostats to see what they can do, especially in harsh environmental conditions. In this, we're actually currently in communications with an industrialization company in terms of how we're going to package these systems for showing them to industry partners for adoption. As you can see, the potentiostat that was developed in Tyndall through MCCI, which is one of the other funding centers in Tyndall, matches pretty closely with the very high-end Auto Lab potentiostats. So I think bill of materials for the board there is sub it's in the hundreds of euros, while the potentiostat is 25,000 euro. So we'd be much happier using the cost-effective system. Other projects that we're involved with, there are a lot of places where we want systems that don't currently exist. We're very interested in our multiplexing of our systems. So in these chips, we have anywhere between 3 electrode sets and 8 electrode sets. Really, in a portable miniaturized system, the multiplexing capacity is just not something the commercial entities are interested in. And we've also got applications ongoing where we've got multiple sensor chips that have been functionalized in different manners that are simultaneously detecting. The cell-based biosensors is one of those cases where the bioengineering work is quite challenging, and it's done in a modular way so that they can reuse output molecule systems so that they can have, say, detecting nitrate to piocyanin, phosphate to piocyanin, because the piocyanin expression is a very good system for them, which means we need to separate those spatially, meaning we have to multiplex not just on chip, but between chip. So the 4 electrode system that we normally use allows us to control our 2 working electrodes separately at different potentials, working against the same counter and reference. But we will want to be able to multiplex a 4 electrode system potentially across multiple chips, which was quite challenging in the Biosensei project, but one of our collaborators has been able to kind of bridge that technology gap for us as well. And again, this all ties back to a user-friendly app, and some of the challenges there is making it human interpretable, so it can be used by non-experts. So the conversion of things back to high, low, or medium levels so that they can understand, or whether it is an increasing event, pre-warning, projection analysis, all that kind of work is stuff that we are now moving a little bit closer. So the future, where we've come from and where we're going to, in the time before I was in the group, and through the time I've been there, I've seen a lot of development of new materials and moving into different areas. We're now moving into the MEMS space as well. I saw a lot of presentations earlier about MOFs. We've started integrating that into our own work as well. So we can see nice places for those interactions, especially for some of the more challenging pollutants that are coming down the line in terms of legislation. So we can see that we are currently already kind of pushing the envelope in terms of bacterial biosensors and that, but we are now moving up our hierarchy already towards kind of machine learning enhanced sensing. And we would be very interested in further conversations there, moving on towards a user-ready system. One of our PhD students has done a significant amount of work in pH detection. So in our system, you're oxidizing gold natively on the electrode, and then you're reducing it. And the reduction process of that is very, very pH dependent. And you see that it moves in position, and that is characteristic of the pH. Kathleen was the student who was working on this, and she was checking the different parameters that would influence it, depending on what solution it's in, what buffers are being used, the temperature the system is working at. And already in-house, there's been a decent bit of work in PCA and PCR style analysis of the data to try and find the dominant factors. And she's moved towards doing that in lots of food samples as well with pretty accurate detection without the need for continual recalibration of the electrode set. So she's been able to use it for over 30 or 40 days without recalibrating, and it benchmarked against a glass pH meter, which needed to be calibrated each day for that. But that's the kind of the core work within our group. There's also lots of other opportunities within Tyndall as well for collaborations. There's a lot of work, as Hans said, in the photonics area, in the photonics packaging, into mixed material integration, and beyond. So we'd be happy to, even if it's not necessarily with us, to help bridge those connections as well.
Let me tell you the background in which they are here today. I was attending a conference in Karnataka, Hassan. This is R3 Research Conference, like Jordan Research Conference. There is a R3 Research Conference. R3 was Padma Vibhushan, the chairman DRDO, and in his name we organized. And there is an Institute of Smart Materials and Systems. And also it is, so in that I met Dr. Veda Sandeep Nagaraj. She is a senior official as well as strategic director in the program, EU program. That is, she's the program manager of European Union and strategic programs. So they look into all smart structures and materials, including photonics, MEMS, MEMS-based sensors. So all this, she has done a lot of research, and now she has a very big program. I think it's more than 30 million euros program. Yeah. So they have a big program. So it's an ongoing program. So then now they are looking for some Indian partners as well. So we invited them. In fact, Dr. Veda is today having a meeting with MEITI. That's why she is unable to be there. So the Tyndall National Institute has a very big infrastructure. They look from materials to systems, the whole supply chain. They don't do sporadic work. If you want a biosensing of, let's say, a pathogen, so they work right from which type of materials, electrodes, and then ultimately electronics, processing, and then AI and ML application if it has to be integrated. Then they validate and deliver as a system of systems, our system. So that is the uniqueness. That is how they are earning 60 million euro every year, annual income. This is what you mentioned. So this comes from your industry. But you also generate revenue by transferring, licensing your technologies and products. Spin-outs. So then we discuss, she's the president of Institute of Smart Structures and Systems. This is Dr. Veda. And she has taken over just now. So she will be there for another 3 years. So we thought we should now look at, so I requested her to come herself with a team. There about 6 of you are there, 6 of your colleagues, but they're all busy today in the other meeting because they have come for a big conference there, AppsCon, which is happening. Tomorrow I'm going there for their workshop, which Tyndall National Institute is hosting a workshop, morning at 9. So I would be there. So I'll meet your senior colleagues also there. But then you can give a feedback to them, the type of experts we have. Now you will be actually going and seeing in the labs what they are doing, some demonstrations. And so that will be good. So then we come back and then see that where you feel that we can look at engaging with you and Amity Group. And so that is how this visit has been organized. So thank you so much. And these two are brilliant young. We normally get senior people like gray hair and no hair. But then this day I thought I should invite youngsters. They are going to be the future. And they are going to be with the system for a very long time. So Dr. Han Shao, I have already circulated to them. And there's a precision electrochemical nanosensor group. And she is working there. And her specialization is electrochemical sensors, integrated microsystems for environmental and agricultural applications. And also she leads a research subgroup comprising of PhD students, postdoctoral researchers, a research assistant, interns. So she has a group as well. So she is the leader of a small group. And Dr. Richard Murray, he's a postdoc researcher working with Professor Allen. He is the chief of that Biosensing Horizon Europe project. And so we have such young budding and scientists who will interact with you. And I'm sure that once you take them to the lab, you will find it more interesting. Now, any comment, any suggestions, anything immediately offhand? Yes, Sima?
So our pesticide biosensor, already we are thinking of applying to METI for this sensor because it is an advanced stage and we have got all types of field data, which is giving us very good confidence that it's a very good sensor. So we hope that through these initiatives and through collaboration, we can have something good coming out of all this.
Statement of the problem. See, when you buy the vegetables, fruits, there are many pesticides, organophosphorus compounds sticking to the vegetables and fruits, which we can't see it. So when you come and wash it, then in the water will contain this OP compounds. So is it good enough to eat? So have we removed everything? So this is a mobile-based sensor. So the whole thing they are integrating in the mobile. So this is the problem which they are addressing because it's very relevant to not only India, but all developing countries, maybe even developed world. So that is why we are looking at this. And the same thing, OP compounds is also there in chemical warfare agents like suman, surin, VX taboon, and sulfur mustard, nitrogen mustard. These are all chemical warfare agents. They are all OP compounds, organophosphorus compound. So this sensor will also find another security application in terms of the organophosphorus. So that is why this is very important. Anything else? Abhishek, anything you want? No, after you.
I mean, we are already helping them with noise removal in the potentiostat, which can be used in very harsh environment also. So we are using AI for noise removal purpose, which is very unique as of now. It's only our group which is working on it. And we have got a few publications on it. So we can share that and then we can take forward if you're interested.
I'm working in this I'm working in the soil like environment or like a what you call it underground water. And then it's like if we want to, there are always two ways. One is like you take the whole out system, part for one, to the field, but they wanna just like stay in the field and probably like a robotic can go every, I don't know, few weeks time and just to collect the data, but that's data communication stuff. But they want the hardware to be there. But if it's, I mean, the environment can be really harsh there. It could be like a different weather or different whatever, or some animals just pass by. So that would be like really interesting if we can collaborate and see what can do.
Same here. So further, like we have been also investigating those multi-electrode, apart from 3 electrode systems. We have been investigating that and working on multiplexing also. So my lab works on electronics, app development, and artificial intelligence for noise removal. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So this is absolutely a correct concept when we are going towards an applied science. When we want our research to go to in the field, this is the society. From materials, we cannot work only on the materials, only on the characterization, but we have to get it to the device formation so that we can transfer it somewhere. So that is how we are also working in the same way. And because of those things only, we have able to transfer around 4 technologies to the industries. Sir knows about it. So the same concepts of electrochemical electrodes making and all, we are also working for glucose sensing, blood testing and all. I think Dr. Sneha has also did her PhD in this domain only. And apart from this, we are working on different type of sensors, which we will show you when you during your visit over here. And as I told you that these sensors, we are not only we are making it in sensors, we are making on chip or on PCBs and all. Then we do our own electronic circuitry device signal and processing. So we have the capabilities of those things, and then we are making it in whole a single device for that complete prototyping and all. As you all are working in same ways and all. So now then we move further for the calibration, for the standardization, and then we move towards for the with the help of the MIT universities management, all we move towards the technology transfers and all. So this is how we are working in our institute. So you are most welcome in our institute. Yeah, thank you.
See, they are developing multi-gas sensors also, and like ammonia, then hydrogen peroxide, and a number of, you will see those sensors. And also, when you get into the sewage system, when a manual worker goes into sewage, safety is very important. So helmet mounted multi-gas sensor, toxic gases, it could be methane, it could be hydrogen sulfide, could be other toxic gases which is there in the sewage. So he has developed a system.
So
you
we
will
have
see
connected
that.
with an IoT system. So we are sensing it, and we are not only sensing it, but we are transferring the information wirelessly to the remote areas so that the hub or a station or a person can get the information of it. And even we are able to transfer it through the SMS so that you will able to get an SMS on your mobile phones.
And
So
also it's
GSM use.
GPS based. So you know the location of the person is. And
Thank you.
Neha, would you like to mention briefly about your PhD thesis was on sensor, biosensor.
Was on. I basically worked on reduced graphene oxide and silicon nanowires for detection of pathogenic bacteria, mainly focusing on E. coli and S. aureus in water samples. So, wherein I used the platform of reduced graphene oxide and silicon nanowire coated with graphene oxide for detection of these pathogenic samples. So, it was more, the affinity was more towards E. coli, and it was able to detect very good. It is in a device form now, so but we have to further work it up. So,
Also, Abhishek group looks at heavy metal detection, sensing, like chromium and mercury, cadmium.
So basically, we are also working on the water technology itself. So in water technology, one part is the waste removal, another part is the heavy metal detection. So in heavy metal detection, our group is working on chromium, like bismuth and all radioactive materials and all, so that not only we can detect it, but we are also trying to remove it. But right now we have make the devices. Currently, what happened? You can have to take the sample from the site to your laboratories to for detection, and here we are using AAS, right? So instead of taking the samples to the on site, you take the we have calibrated the AAS to our electronic device, and then we are testing the heavy metal detections on its site itself. So no need to take anywhere. Where a small sensor, small sample will able to check that how much ppm level is there of the contamination. We are basically working on working on a chemical reaction which converts the calorimetric region, and by the changes of the calorimetric, we have digitalized the calorimetric signal so that we can get an data accordingly.
So it's like down to ppb or?
It's in sub ppm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 0.5 ppm is our I think is the thing. Yeah. Thank you.
You can again interact more when they visit your group. So feel free and ask them anything which you would like to, talk to them. So we have a small memento for both of you. All of you can come closer.